Well, Trump made a pretty ballsy statement. He declared unilaterally. Now, whether or not this will stick, this is probably going to get challenged by the courts. But um, he says that all of Biden's last minute pardons of Fauci and all those guys are null and void because according to Trump, Biden not only did he not sign them himself. He used an Autopen, which is a machine that signs shit for you based on your signature. But that allegedly he didn't even know that these pardons were going to come out. That's a pretty wild thing for the Donald to say. So we'll see what happens with it. But if true, worthy enough for me to cover it. Shout out to the New York Post, the based New York Post. Trump says Biden's Autopen pardons are void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. Vows probe of January 6th House Select Committee. He said it's pretty ballsy. Pretty ballsy. We'll see how it goes, Donald. I'm here for it. I'm just saying. I don't know. All Biden has to do is come out on a good day, one of his good mental days, and say, yes, I use the Autopen, but it's based on my signature. I was fully aware of all these things. I witnessed the signing, the Autopen, and yeah. President Trump said early Monday morning that he was voiding all the last-minute pardons from former President, or that former President Joe Biden made using Autopen. I'm just gonna read the statement right here because these next two little bits are, them quoting the thing. But yeah. The pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by Autopen. Autopen, can you believe it? He didn't even sign his own pardons. I never use Autopen. I have a great signature. Some say the best. I don't say that. Other people tell me that. In other words, Joe did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning document was not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the Unselect Committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. In fact, they're probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, Crooked Joe Biden. Crooked Joe, can you believe this? Crooked Joe. I call him Crooked Joe. God, it's funny. He tweets the way he speaks. That's the reason why doing an impression of him while reading his Truth Social posts is really easy. Because he basically tweets exactly the way he would have said it. And then it's just easy to add in the flourishes, repeating himself and people say that, I don't say that. And it's funny, you can't see me do it because I'm not on camera, but I also do the Trump hands when I'm doing the Trump impersonation. I do his little hand gestures and, it's just part of the bit. The 47th president also alleged that the pardons were not approved of by his predecessor. The necessary pardoning documents were. Oh yeah, I already read that. Trump also. Well, fuck. This is just they show the whole thing here, and I read the whole thing here, but let me skip ahead. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'm really bad at this. Biden preemptively pardons all 9 members of the January 6th committee, including the 2 leaders, Rep. Benny Thompson, the Democrat from Mississippi, and then Representative Liz Cheney. She's no longer in Congress. a Wyoming Republican who later pledged to vote for then Vice President Kamala Harris in the 2025 election because Liz Cheney is, just like her dad, a fucking rhino. On the last day of his presidency, Biden issued a string of 11th hour pardons, including preemptive pardons of former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, and Dr. Anthony Fauci. Milley has publicly called Trump a wannabe dictator and detailed his conduct around the deadly January 6th attack during the House investigation. Except it wasn't deadly. No one died that day, except for Ashley Babbitt. The only person that died that day was one of the protesters. Ashley Babbitt. Meanwhile, Fauci, who served as Biden's chief medical advisor until his retirement in 2022, drew ire when he repeatedly dismissed the theory that COVID-19 virus most likely leaked from a Chinese lab. A Chinese lab that he knew was working on it and his organization gave money to. Trump and other Republicans have accused the 84-year-old doctor of lying to Congress on key aspects of his response to the pandemic. He did lie. We read the emails. We read the emails on the show. Liar and I read the emails on the show, on the podcast. So yes, he 100% lied to Congress. That is, as far as I'm concerned, that's not even alleged. It's he knew he knew it was leaked from a lab. He knew what lab it leaked from. He knew, that his organization gave money for gain of function research. He lied about all of it. Fauci denied to Congress that when he was the head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, the government funneled money to EcoHealth Alliance for gain of function research. However, federal watchdog and congressional investigations found evidence of federal dollars going toward risky gain of function research at China's now infamous Wuhan Institute of Virology. Well, yeah, it's like I said, as far as I'm concerned, it's not alleged. Simple as. He did lie to Congress. He just got away with it scot-free. And if he doesn't like me saying that it's not alleged, he 100% did this thing. Then Anthony Fauci can fucking sue me, and it can come out in discovery. Yeah, this is the alleged Autopen signature from Joe Biden. Crooked Joe, Sleepy Joe Biden. Trump was outraged after Biden issued the preemptive pardons, blasting the move as disgraceful and saying many are guilty of major crimes. It's unclear whether any court will take steps to void Biden's pardons over the Autopen claims. Last week, Missouri's Attorney General Andrew Bailey suggested that dozens of executive orders signed by former President Biden were authorized with identical Autopen signatures, and if true, quote, if true, these executive orders, pardons, and all other actions are unconstitutional and legally void. The implication being that the president has to physically sign all documents himself. He can't use Autopen, he can't use stamps. Based on his signature, it has to be signed by his hand. And, that's an argument I am sympathetic to. Quote, I'm demanding the DOJ investigate whether President Biden's cognitive decline allowed unelected staff to push through radical policy without his knowing approval, Bailey said. And I mean, that's the question, isn't it? And that's also the question that Trump was asking. Now, again, just because Trump says a thing on Truth Social doesn't necessarily mean that it's an official presidential act. So him saying that all of Biden's things being void and vacant are, that's not necessarily legally viable. Like, you can't just say it on Truth Social and then turn around and start prosecuting people. But this statement, this public statement, brings it to public attention and will essentially force the issue. Someone somewhere will push this to the judges, to a court, and a court will rule on it. And of course, we know how American courts, they tend to be kind of milquetoast and big pussies when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm sure all of Biden's Autopen stuff will probably stand, but you never know. But no, I tend to agree with what's old boy's name down here again? Missouri's Attorney General and Andrew Bailey. I agree with him. If the president did not physically sign these things, then these things are not in effect, as far as I'm concerned. No Autopens, no stamps. Sorry, not sorry. And I mean, it's like, well, what happens if his hands don't work, but like his mind is right? Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because we know that Biden's mind wasn't right, which is probably the entire reason why he made such heavy use of the why his office, not him, made such heavy use of the Autopen, because he couldn't fucking understand what he was signing. Probably couldn't even sign shit half the time. Who knows? But like, if the president physically can't sign the document, then there's, like I said, I think there's probably a good legal case that the document should be not legally binding. But the fuck do I know? I'm just some retarded cat person, cat that wears sunglasses, at least temporarily. Anyway, that's all I got on this. Smash that like button. Do it. Do it now. Ow. And follow the links and comment and engage. We need engagement. That's what we need. Throw me a bone, people.